Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Recovery swim this morning. That's what I just finished. I started with a 10-minute ice bath, and then I hopped in here and just completed that. It's been a long time since I've done some Q&A. You've been asking for it, so I decided to do it in my ice bath this morning. So let's roll the tape. Water temp today is 47 degrees, which is actually a bit warmer than normal. Normally I keep it right under the 40-degree mark and I go for shorter cold plunges. Today, because I'm gonna do this little Q&A with you guys, I warmed it up a little bit so I could sit in here for, close to 10 minutes. Let's get started. From Logan. Favorite swimmer you're rooting for this summer? Like for the Olympics, off the top of my head, Caleb is a big one, and Adam Peaty. I would love to see Adam Peaty get the three-peat. Definitely rooting for him. And Caleb, just because it's been rough for him coming off the last Olympics. I mean, winning 5 gold medals, like it's, and he's had some off seasons. So I love the guy. I'd really love to see Caleb do really well. Tiffany writes, Cody, you seem the most excited about swimming you've been in a really long time. Can you explain why? How are things going? I am more excited about swimming now than I've been in a while because it's just going really well. I'm just swimming very, very fast. I'm enjoying it. I know that this is close to the end for me, and so I'm just enjoying it, and I don't feel any pressure on my shoulders, and it's real. And also, Lucas Oil Stadium is right up the road for me. Like Olympic trials is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really cool, unique, one-of-a-kind competition, and I'm stoked for it. Koala Man writes, will you be doing your Swim to Scholarships program again this year? I'd really love to be mentored by you. Yes, we will be doing our Swim to Scholarships program again. Look for that later this summer when we start the new season. We will be taking on some new athletes, so if you want to get mentored by me, if you would like some coaching, some guidance, it's this past season with it was honestly a lot of fun. Sarah writes, how do you know you're on track to go best times? You've made it pretty clear you think you'll be fast this summer. The simple answer is I've been going best times in benchmark sets and races in practice faster than I've ever been before. For example, we do regular 100, 200, 300 pulls for time, breaststroke pull with paddles, buoy, and a tube. 2 weeks ago, I went a 2:05 200-yard breaststroke pull from a push with the tube. That was a lifetime best time. That was 2 seconds faster than what I went the summer of the Rio Olympics. And then last week, I went another best time. I went 2:03 in the 200-yard breaststroke pull. So it's just by far faster than I've ever been before, which is really exciting. I mean, it's tangible data that I can look at and be like, wow, I'm just more strong, more fit than I've been in years. California King writes, plans to do swim clinics outside of Indiana this summer? Yes, absolutely. Send an email to CodyMillerShow@gmail.com. I am booking events and clinics. I'm excited. I do them nationwide. Any state you live in, all over the place. Even some international. Dan writes, is China really cheating? You never said if you think they should actually be banned from the Paris Olympics. Yes, I believe China is definitely cheating. I made a whole video about it. You can watch it. Do I think they should be banned from the Olympics this summer? It's hard to say because a good percentage of their best athletes right now were on that list of people that tested positive, and nothing ever happened. It's really disappointing. From Miles, you get to have dinner with a celebrity. Who would you love to meet? Off the top of my head, if I got to have dinner with anyone, J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter, obviously. Kevin Feige, the greatest producer in Hollywood history, produced all the Marvel movies. And then some of my favorite movie directors, maybe like Christopher Nolan, Damien Chazelle, Denis Villeneuve. Those are a few. Adrian writes, have you seen any good movies lately? Yes, obviously Dune Part 2, speaking of Denis Villeneuve. And Allie and I just the other night watched that new Sydney Sweeney romantic comedy on Netflix, Anyone But You. And I loved it. It was charming. It was wonderful. Tony writes, are you watching any TV shows right now? Allie and I are currently rewatching Schitt's Creek. It's a wonderful, charming comedy. We watched it during the pandemic for the first time. We're watching it again. I'm about to start rewatching House of the Dragon because House of the Dragon Season 2, it's getting cold, is about to come out. Shogun was awesome. Fallout was awesome. Tina P writes, are you and Allie going to have more children? Maybe. We might have a third. We might not, but we might. Hector writes, we haven't seen Allie or your kids in the vlog for a long time. Any reasons? Your kids are adorable. Well, thank you. I've chosen to make my videos specifically more about swimming opposed to my family life stuff. And it was okay to, have the kids in the vlog when they were a little bit younger, but they're getting a little bigger now, and I just don't really want them in that kind of limelight. Nothing against like family YouTube channels or anything, but I don't think that's really what I want to be. And Allie just doesn't, it hasn't really happened. Like Allie sometimes doesn't want to be in camera, which is totally fine. Sometimes she does. So no real reason. Gamerboy writes, will USA Swimming top the medal count at the Paris Olympics this summer? They look very vulnerable on paper. They do look vulnerable on paper. This could be the weakest Olympic showing that Team USA has had maybe ever. Now, there's an asterisk because that's what they said before the 2020 Olympics as well. And they did awesome. Yes, I do think Team USA will top the medal count. I have very little doubt of that, but who knows? Australia's looking really good. China, Green Dad writes, has SwimSwam been an overall net positive or negative for the swim world? I hate that kids spend so much time stewing on negative comments. Seems like that's all there is. SwimSwam has been a phenomenal net positive for the swimming world, to me, for sure. Now, is there some salacious TMZ kind of garbage on there? Yes, but the most important thing is that there's a great sharing of knowledge and understanding and insight and things that just didn't exist 15 years ago. Like when I was in high school, I had no idea what the top Division I programs in the country were doing or who their head coaches were. You had to literally look up results and like figure out the information yourself. It's a great platform, although there's a downside to everything. I have a golden rule, like never dip your toe in the comment section of SwimSwam because that's where sewer dwellers live. Successful people that win medals aren't spending time in the comment section. So yeah. Pumpkinhead writes, what are your top 3 TV shows of all time? Off the top of my head, The Office and Sons of Anarchy are absolutely in my top 3. Not one of my favorites ever, but Allie and I like a little bit of garbage TV. Like we like to watch The Bachelor. It's like fun garbage entertainment. Diana writes, favorite swim meet snack, what's in your swim bag? Dried mango, granola, I really like the kind dark chocolate crunch. Wong writes, will your kids be swimmers? Would be difficult to be the son of an Olympian. Yeah, I mean, my kids they swim all the time. They're gonna know how to swim. Will that be their sport? I don't know. I'm not gonna push that on them. And I know a lot of swimmers who are children of Olympians. Some of them have healthy, great relationships with swimming. Some of them don't. It just comes down to how you raise your kids. Hot Chick 8 writes, do you have a dream car? Not really, but I'm gonna get an electric truck as my next vehicle. Austin writes, do you cut your own hair? No, but I do trim the sides on my own. The undercut I do on my own, and sometimes I screw up back here. It's really hard for me to get it even and stuff. Sylvia writes, being only 1 month from Olympic trials, what do you plan to do on your weekends? Rest. Spend time with my kids, maybe go to the park. We've got a little park in our neighborhood, but mostly stay off my feet, mostly lay down. Nothing taxing, just like chill. Floor Tile writes, what supplements do you take? A little bit of caffeine, creatine, beta-alanine, that's a lactic acid buffer, definitely a multivitamin. I like athletic greens, vasodilators like nitric oxide I can make a whole video about supplements. German Hugen writes, how much time per day do you spend, as you call, actively recovering? At least an hour. Stretching, foam rolling, ice bath, sauna, at least an hour of some form of that stuff every day. Brixley writes, do you have a favorite movie-going experience of all time? I can think of 2. The Dark Knight, the great Batman movie, The Dark Knight came out in 2008, and I saw it at the Red Rock Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I grew up, at the IMAX movie theater there, and my jaw was on the floor of how good the movie was. Heath Ledger's Joker was my favorite performance of all time at that time. I saw that movie 7 times in theaters. The other one was Avengers Infinity War in 2018 or whenever that movie came out, and I was at a movie theater that is now closed, the Bloomington Theater, and the air conditioning went out, and it was hot. And everyone in the theater was drenched in sweat by the end of the movie. But, when you finally get to the Thanos snap, I'll never forget, the movie ends and everyone looks around. We're like just pouring down sweat because there was no air conditioning. Yeah, that was fun it was because I was with my best friends, my best group of people. It was a great time. Determined Hamster writes, as a YouTuber, do you watch a lot of YouTube? What are some of the channels you subscribe to? You know what? Let me pull up my YouTube app. Yes, I watch a ton of YouTube. Okay, so at the very top, the John Campea YouTube channel. I love his content. He's a buddy of mine. Great YouTuber. I like the Kill Tony show, so I subscribe to Kill Tony. I was watching it as I was stretching this morning. Recently, I've gotten into golf, like way more into golf. So I really like Peter Finch's YouTube channel. I like Breaking Points for news. Foreplay, that's a golf podcast. I like the Out of Spec vehicle motoring channels. Talk a lot about EVs and whatnot. I play video games, so I love Fortnite, so Phase Replays, Cypher PK, MKBHD for tech. I follow a number of tech YouTube stuff. Chris Williamson, I love the Modern Wisdom podcast. That's a big one. There's just a whole bunch. Obviously, like Mr. Beast, Dude Perfect, basic ones. And then like the Christian Harloff channel, Rough Cut, Mark Rober, Tim Dillon is my favorite comedian. I think he's hilarious. I like the Lex Friedman podcast. More Plates, More Dates, very informative stuff about supplements and whatnot. Addict Adam writes, how much coffee or caffeine do you drink a week? Okay, so I allow myself to drink caffeine 3 days a week. Usually it's Thursday and Saturday mornings when I have race pace stuff. And I do that just because I want the caffeine to have a stimulant effect. I don't want to drink it every day. And let's see, last question, because the 10 minutes is over now, and I'm getting cold. Gronk writes, do you follow any sports outside of swimming? Honestly, not really. I follow golf. I've started to really follow golf. I'm getting into golf. I can't wait to like get some real good professional lessons after Olympic trials this summer. It's not that I don't like sports. I love going to NFL games and NBA games. Just I don't follow them real closely, but you know, I'm a nerd. Whew, okay, let's get out of here. I was in there for about 11 minutes and it wasn't that bad. Now I'm gonna hop in the pool and swim. Thank you all for joining me today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the like button, leave a comment down there below. That really helps me. New Olympic trials merch coming soon. Head to CodyMillerSwim.com. Check the stuff out there and the new stuff coming very soon. If you'd like a personalized video from me to you or someone you know, for whatever reason, I am available on Cameo. Until my next video, I will see you all